Hi, this is video number 16 for things not working, and it's called Different Results in MATLAB and iRIC with Uniform Erosion Field on the Ord Ferry Reach. Now, this particular problem is one that I've reported at least 2 other times, and I discovered it again in another circumstance. So I will report it. The situation is straightforward. When I do a run in MATLAB and I do a run in iRIC using the identical inputs on both, I come out with different results. And as I've said, I've made at least 2 previous videos on this. I hope this will be the last. I assume that the iRIC program and the MATLAB program don't agree in many circumstances, but when I tried it in quite different circumstances and find it not working, I felt it important to report that. I was trying to do some cutoff modeling and could not get answers to agree, and therefore I turned off the cutoff routine and just ran the basic model without the cutoff turned on, and the basic model didn't agree. So obviously one can't move forward in a situation like that. I will, as I have in the past, be a little bit detailed about the comparisons between the two, and then I will, so that we can document this and have a record of it, and then we will move forward. Okay. The calculation condition. Let's start off right from the beginning here, and I will be bringing over the MATLAB. Okay, now the MATLAB starts with a little bit different situation here than the iRIC program does, but the important part is that the cutoff routine is disabled in both cases. Okay? There we go. Now, we'll go on to some of the other parameters and compare them. We'll compare the computational parameters, where we check the curvature, 0, 6, 0, 5, 1, and of course we have to run the time step differently in iRIC because it won't run at 1 year. And both of them are calculating the U sub f. Okay? We go on to the flow parameters, compare them. You can look at them closely if you want, but they are identical. Smoothing parameters. We check out the smoothing parameters here, and we see that they also are identical, and the smoothing algorithm put to legacy because that's what's working in MATLAB, to try and be as identical as possible. Coefficient of friction is set at 3. Now, the erosion algorithm factors, this just shows that this is a constant multiplier, so whatever my background is in MATLAB, it will be exactly that. I have a fixed FD here of 30. Okay? Now, I'll show you how that's modeled in MATLAB. I'm going to look at the FD value right here as I hover over the field. Okay, see, it's 30. It's a constant background of 30. So the FD is identical there. Okay. Now the cutoff parameters don't matter because, as you saw, the cutoff was turned off. Nonetheless, the values are exactly the same, even though they're turned off. So it shouldn't make a difference. The bend parameters also don't make a difference, but they are identical. Okay. Now, I will show you the results. I will not, at this time, I won't run them, but I will show you the results. Okay. Okay, first of all, here's the MATLAB run. It's a fairly unreasonable run. I didn't put any constraints in because I've already shown that using erosion fields I get different results. So I just went to a constant background without using an erosion field. And here's the iRIC output. Again, significantly different. Okay. Now, you can see what a problem this would cause for the future. Because the error is significant. I found many instances now where the basic running of the two models with fairly simple input shows that both MATLAB and iRIC do not produce the same results. In this particular case, I was intending to test various features of the cutoff routine, which have not been tested with these conditions that I was imposing on them this time. Because I couldn't get the cutoff routine to produce similar results, I had to go back to running the model without the cutoff, and I found out that even without cutoff I couldn't get similar results. So the main problem is that the base models don't agree. And it's a very serious problem. I do acknowledge that we've tested them in the past, meaning 3-4 months ago, and they seem to agree then. But I have to base my current conclusions on what I see before me and what I'm working with. Making this very clear, basic modeling in iRIC does not match MATLAB. The reason I've made more than one video is because I keep thinking it's because of the unique situations of a certain model or a model run. But I found it in 3 completely different situations now, which I've reported in videos. This makes it impossible to validate other routines. I can't now validate the cutoff routine, the variable flow routine, or the variable erosion grid routine. Although those routines were reported to have worked in the past, they need to be tested again with the current program. And that testing is impossible because the basic migration modeling doesn't agree in MATLAB and in iRIC. Okay. Thank you for listening.